Let's talk about the mellow tones of Pro Wrestling Illustrated that is named the 500 wrestlers that they think will sell them some fucking magazines this year.
Well, I presume you're speaking of the 35th
Yes, I'm
annual,
speaking to you. Yes.
The 35th annual PWI 500. Wow, this got really big on my screen. How do I reduce the size of this fucker?
Well, it's supposed to be the 500 best wrestlers, but as we've established over the last couple of years, they list about 20 wrestlers at the top that they think will sell them some magazines, and then 480 people that call themselves wrestlers. That's basically where we're at here.
Well, Jim, let's officially say how it's done. Here it is from, is it December? It is the December 2025 edition of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, the 35th annual PWI 500.
Boy, they like to get the jump on the holidays, don't they?
Well, they really do. If this was 25 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, they'd be right now putting out what, like the May 2026 edition of the magazine? They always had a big jump on everything.
It used to take 90. No, that's the thing is they would be 3 months in advance, but you would get how can I say this? You would get a magazine that was reasonably cover dated. Like if it was in May 2026, you would get a May issue, but it would have been printed in fucking February by the time they get it out. So they would always be 3 months. And now they're still 3 months in advance, but they just have it out instantly.
Yeah, and by the way,
it's witchery.
I think I may have broken my finger hitting that Inoki thing. It really hurts now, but let's...
Well, see, you're beating a senior citizen over there. Elder abuse.
The PWI 500 evaluation period is from August 1st, 2024 through July 31st, 2025. The criteria: in-ring achievement. That's win-loss records, championships, tournaments won. Influence: your visibility and prestige within a promotion and or the industry. Your technical ability: the quality of moves, matches, and in-ring storytelling. Competition: success against the most varied and highest quality opponents. And finally, activity: minimum of 10 singles, non-tag matches total, or, barring this, 6 such matches in separate months. That's very interesting. I never had to have that qualifier years ago. You have to have at least 10 matches or 6 matches in 6 months. There's a committee.
I've zoned out on that Marcus drivel, but did anybody talk about box office in there at all?
In-ring achievement, influence, technical ability, competition, and activity. Not necessarily, no.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, in that case, they'd have to hurt a lot of feelings if they considered the box office, but go ahead.
And for the record, they have a committee, and our friend, and certainly the person lending credibility to this committee, Brian R. Solomon, is on the committee. Publisher, editor, not the editor either, the writer, the author of the brand new Gorilla Monsoon book, Irresistible Force.
He did it all, but now he's attached his name to this. Are they just paying him for his credibility here?
This list prioritizes success in singles competition and in vying for heavyweight singles accolades, and to a lesser extent, those in lower weight classes. Jim, number 1 on the PWI 500 for 2025, Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
19 years pro. He was number 1 in 2024 as well. And it says here, side hustle, co-owner and coach at the Nightmare Factory Wrestling Training Facility in Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, hopefully he's not relying on that to send the children and Pharaoh through college.
Here are see, this is interesting. Here are the top 5 moments during the evaluation period. Number 1, he beat fellow world champion Gunther to win the inaugural WWE Crown Jewel Championship in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, November 2nd. Number 2, defeated friend turned arch rival Kevin Owens in a thrilling ladder match to retain the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble, Indianapolis, February 1st. Number 3, became the 2025 King of the Ring after defeating Andrade and Shinsuke Nakamura in a three-way. That was in the last year. That's crazy.
That's a literal where are they now of wrestling.
In a three-way qualifying match on June 13th, he beat Jey Uso in a semifinal bout on June 23rd, and Randy Orton in the tournament final in Saudi Arabia, June 28th. Also, number 4, he retained the championship against Solo Sikoa in Bloodline Rules, August 3rd, 2024. And finally, he bested Kevin Owens, the Bash in Berlin, August 30th. This is last year. This is last summer this shit happened. Jesus. But yeah, that's why Cody Rhodes is number 1.
A fine list of accolades. And it also just so happens that Cody is the top babyface for the biggest company. And I bet they put him on the cover, didn't they?
I believe so. I don't want to scroll back up because I'll lose my place here in this list.
Well, it's not worth it. But I would, yeah. So now by process of, we got to make sure Tony Khan, the billionaire that runs the only other company that's on any kind of national TV, doesn't fucking get pissed at us. So which one of his band of merry pranksters did they pick to come in second place so they could at least act like it was a horse race?
Well, at number 2, Jon Moxley. 21 years pro. Last year he was number 8, and his ring style is brawler.
Oh, God. His ring style is wretched. Again, I understand that they had to have some AEW talent in the number 2 spot, and they're going to dribble and drab these out over the top 10 because they got to be somewhat fair to the fan bases, and the AEW fans are a little more fanatical. But Moxley, out of even anybody in AEW, they don't want to feature anybody else besides that.
It says here, it wasn't always pleasant to watch, but Jon Moxley's 4th run with the AEW World title.
Wait a minute. When is the last time a favorable fucking statement or piece was written that started out with, well, it always wasn't? Good Lord.
But Jon Moxley's 4th run with the AEW World title was certainly impressive, spanning across 10 months and 7 successful title defenses against both legends like Cope and Samoa Joe.
But he was champion 10 months and defended 7 times.
And hungry contenders.
Flair would have called that the second week of April.
And hungry contenders, including Jay White and Powerhouse Hobbs. He received many an assist from his Death Rider compatriots, who were always nearby to lend a helping hand, or a plastic bag. Since taking on the role of a sadistic cult-like leader a year ago, Moxley has undoubtedly found considerable success, but has also worn thin the patience of some fans, especially when so many of his matches devolve into nauseating gore. Moxley's this is a positive review of him.
Nauseating gore.
Moxley's bloodlust is well documented, but so too is his natural charisma. And it seems he sacrificed one at the altar of the other. Despite recent title losses, Moxley remains one of the top names and stars of AEW.
Well, I'm certainly happy for him. So I guess now we got to swing the other way. Are they ready to bring in? They certainly at number 3 can't bring anybody from TNA or outside the country in that high. So we're going to go back to the WWE, aren't we?
We are number 3, Gunther. 20 years pro. It's crazy to see that. Last year he was number 9, nicknamed the Ring General.
They should try to discourage, and I know it's probably too late and the announcers have done it a million times, but they should try to discourage the announcers or anybody or Gunther himself from talking about him being a pro for 20 years. He looks younger, and I would lean into the experienced veteran professional without quantifying that it's because it makes him. I know he started when he was a teenager. Also, he was a chubby little fellow, but it makes him sound older than he even really is. That But that's just me. But I'm glad to see him getting some recognition even though, let's be in all fairness, yes, in the ring, and he's wonderful to watch, but as far as being the third biggest star in the wrestling business over the last year or whatever the period, he wasn't. Was he? Did I miss it?
No, I mean, again, it's an interesting list. At number 4, Hangman Adam Page.
Oh, good God.
17 years pro. Last year he was number 42. And it says here, and I never heard this before, trained by Jimmy Valiant.
Poor Boogie. I would imagine that if Adam Page is from Virginia, and he apparently really is, that he probably at some point as a teenager ventured to Boogie's wrestling camp in Shawsville, Virginia, where he, I'm sure, was encouraged to continue, because I've seen some of Handsome Jimmy's students, and at least Page is full grown.
Or did PWI confuse Hangman Adam Page with Hangman Bruce Pobans?
There could be an element of that also.
Or were there two rival hangmans at Jimmy Valiant's school? One of them was a bullshit artist named Bruce Pobans, and the other one was a young Adam Page.
I bet you that somebody else had a hand in Page after Boogie broke him into the basics. But okay, they've gone back to AEW, but again, boy, howdy. And I'm not saying Gunther should be in, even though I'm a big Gunther fan, he shouldn't be in the number 3 spot. Cody is number 1. Obviously, he's the biggest babyface, the biggest company. But if Moxley and Page are the two fucking folks that you got to stick in a top 4, but obviously we're headed back to the WWE next before we are. Is there girls in this too? They're going to make the women mad if they don't hit one of them, or are they a separate list?
I'm not sure yet, because I haven't scrolled down and we have to get there. Last year, I think there were women on the list, even though there was a separate women's list. I don't think it was 500. That may have been 250 or 200, maybe $1.25. I don't know. But let's
77. Go ahead.
Let's get back to this list, Jim. At number 5, Hiroki Goto. 22 years pro. Last year, he was number 125, and his signature move is the GTR spinning headlock lariat backbreaker.
So now they've decided, for all the New Japan fans who are probably, more predisposed to buy the magazine, we got to go for number 5 too. But last year he was 125 and now he's number 5. What is it? Is he causing riots in the streets to come see him? What's happened here?
Goto's unlikely late career surge was fueled by tragedy, as the death of his father inspired the 22-year New Japan veteran to make one last serious run at the IWGP World Championship, having failed in his 8 past attempts to capture the title. Yeah. He's on top of New Japan. Well, we'll move on from there, Jim. Number 6.
Okay, I'm still, if he hadn't fucking lost the last 8, I would think that maybe that was a good story. But at that point, holy shit. Nevertheless, the Japanese folks, they love a good feel good redemption story. They love a thing that feels good to just rub you the right way.
Well, Jim, at number 6, 17 years pro. Last year, he was number 17 on the PWI 500. This year, number 6. Main event, Jey Uso.
Boy, when they present it like this, the WWE's not putting up a big fight either at the top of the card, are they? Where the fuck is Roman Reigns? Where the fuck is Punk? Where the fuck is Rollins? Where the fuck are some of these stars? Yeah, Jay's over. Jay's popular. Maybe that Jay will sell some magazines. But that's besides Cody, he's got Gunther and Jay to back him up in the top 6 already.
One word, 4 letters, feat. As in, what an incredible feat it was for someone pigeonholed for nearly 2 decades as one half of a tag team twin act.
Wait a minute, did you say someone pigeon-toed?
Pigeonholed.
Is that why they've got Happy Feet, the Usos? Are they pigeon-toed?
He's pigeonholed, it says here, and he was
Oh,
pigeonholed.
boy, well, if you get pigeonholed, shit, you need to go get one of those fucking kits. Get checked out.
Well, that's number 6. Number 7, Jim. Swerve Strickland. 16 years pro. Last year he was number 2. Previously, he was in the military, U.S. Army Reserves.
Before he was number 2, he was in the military. God bless America. I would have. Well, I mean, he didn't have the greatest year because of the lousy booking, but I would put him above Moxley and Furnham, the other fella. It just on the basis of talent, if nothing else, since they're not going by box office or any other legitimate statistic, they're just alternating back and forth. I would have put him up above the other two.
Yeah, if they were going by box office, I don't think Hiroki Goto would be anywhere near this list. Number 8, Jim. 17 years pro. Last year's number 4, Seth Rollins from The Vision.
Well, at least we got some fucking star power, as Vince used to say, name recognition on the list for the WWE. But yeah, yes, you know, he's one of the top 10 biggest names currently in the wrestling business, so he belongs there. I'm questioning a few of the others.
Even without any gold, the Visionary did some of the best work of his career over the last year, cementing his status as arguably WWE's most complete performer. All right, that was number 8. Number 9, Jim.
Yes.
Mystico. 27 years pro, last year's number 10, and his nickname is the Prince of Silver and Gold.
Well, you know, honestly and truthfully, if we're going on box office, while Mystico's work, and again, a lot of people, Jim just doesn't see how good Mystico is. No, I don't. It's like I don't see pink elephants either. But if we're going by box office, he ought to be farther up the list because he's on a hell of a fucking run in Mexico, drawing the big crowds on a weekly basis like the olden days. So, he can't work, but he's over with a certain audience, and he should continue to perform for that audience and leave our goddamn eyes alone.
Yeah, this was based on box office. You couldn't put Moxley above him.
Good Lord.
You could argue that he'd be number 2. I mean, if WWE has the number 1 spot and you have to put something else as number 2, he'd be number 2 based on box office.
Based on box office, you couldn't put Moxley in a goddamn box.
Well, Jim, at number 10, 13 years pro, last year's number 3, Will Ospreay, nickname the Billy Goat.
I'd have left the nickname off. Ospreay, boy, how quickly we forget. He's only been gone a month. We forgot about him. I'd have certainly put him ahead. I don't care about their shitty booking. Just to have a decent looking, young, athletic person as the face of my company instead of a balding, simpering plumber, I would have put Ospreay higher than, shut up, John. I'd have put Ospreay higher just to, at least he presents some kind of positive image.
Well, he's injured. So we'll see when we see him again. And now, Jim.
So Swerve.
Swerve? Swerve's injured too? That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Well, Jim.
Everybody's injured.
At number 11, Kazuchika Okada.
Oh, for Christ. All right.
The Rainmaker.
All right. No. He couldn't make it rain if he pissed on your fucking head.
Listen to this positive review. Only Japanese wrestler ever to top the 500, had a fine freshman year in AEW, even while competing below main event scene. Beat longtime rival Kenny Omega at All in Texas to unify the titles. Still, could use more motivation.
Wow.
Number 11 needs more motivation. Oh. Jim, number 12, Joe Hendry.
again, all right. I get that they have to include some of the other companies eventually. And I like Joe Hendry, and he, got over and got the people chanting his name and doing the whole thing, singing the songs. Everybody loves to sing. I love to sing about the moon and the June. But the 12th best wrestler in the world is not Joe Hendry.
At number 13, Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, good Lord.
21 years
I
pro.
believe that Joe Hendry could kick the ever-loving shit out of Zack Sabre Jr.
Number 14, Jim, Obafemi.
Do you think Zack Sabre Jr. glows in the dark? When you turn the bedroom light off, is he still glowing? What part of him you can see above the blankets?
It says here he's been a pro for 21 years, and I've seen him, going back at least 15 years or so. And I remember thinking he was really skinny then. He's put on no weight. He's still exactly the same as he was then, which is why he's not a star in America.
Which is why he's exactly the same as he was then.
Number 14, Obafemi.
Obafemi, you got that out real quick.
Obafemi. There's no way to really extend a name like that.
Obafemi. Yeah. Now they got to have the NXT guy. It's just, again, no disrespect to some of these people, but he's not the 14th best wrestler in the fucking world.
At number 15, CM Punk.
And one of the 4 or 5 biggest box office attractions in the business comes in at, what was it, 14 or 15?
He is number 15, and he's 19 years
50.
pro, not ranked last year.
Can you make a case that fucking Obafemi is a better wrestler than CM Punk, or that Horky Goto is a better wrestler than Seth Rollins or anybody that he was above? Even going by their standards, not talking about who draws money, but just who the kayfabe fan would enjoy. What the fuck is going on here?
Well, Jim, at number 16, Bandito, the most wanted.
By who?
That's his nickname. El Mas Buscado, the most wanted.
He couldn't get arrested on the street. Nobody knows who the fuck he is. Well, that's why, and he wears a mask.
At number 7,
but if you screamed, if you went down to Main Street, USA, and you screamed, Randy Orton, few people would turn around and go, where? Whereas if you screamed Bandito, somebody else would scream Frito.
Jim, number 17. I encourage everyone, don't go downtown yelling out Bandito. At number
what about Frito?
At number 17, Konosuke Takeshita from the Don Callis family.
All right. Which is getting bigger all the time. Is Don Callis a deadbeat dad? Could he support all them children? He's got like 10 of them now.
Well, we'll talk about that ridiculous stable when we get to Dynamite. Number 18, Damian Priest from the Bronx.
Wow, from the past. Remember when we thought he had potential? And it ain't materialized, has it? And he's now past 40 from what I saw on the interwebs the other day.
21 years pro.
Yeah, no.
Well, Jim, with 4 years pro, we have Trick Williams, number 19.
Well, the jury is still out on the trickster, because he's only been a pro for 4 years. So we'll see how he develops in the future. But I'm again, they're just bopping back and forth between the main promotions so as not to offend anybody too badly at this point.
Number 20, Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf.
Jeez, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, Jacob, we couldn't put you any higher on the list. We've got Obafemi, we've got Trick, we got Gorky. We just don't have any room for Jesus Christ. This guy's not top 10. Even if you're not talking, sure, he hasn't been in a position to draw at the box office on a regular basis if we're dealing with box office. And if we're not dealing with box office, he's torn the house down on all of his shit until he had to face his great value clone and Solo. But otherwise than that, boom goes Dynamite. But he's number 20. Okay.
Followed by number 21, Nick Nemeth.
What? What?
Number 21, Nick Nemeth.
Oh, I forgot he was using that name again. I was like, what are they watching? 2004 OVW tapes? Yeah. No. No.
He apparently held 2 world championships simultaneously in AAA and TNA early in this evaluation period.
Well, seems like they should have evaluated again after the antibiotics had had time to work. No, I mean, he's a great worker, but he's not the 21st biggest star in wrestling over the last year.
At number 22, LA Knight. Catchphrase, yeah.
Yeah. He might be number 22 for real. I haven't got a list of all of the people that really ought to be above him, but he should rank right up there in the top 25.
At number 23, Mascara Dorada. Second generation luchador, a spectacular.
It's all right. Yeah.
At number 24, Jim, Braun Breaker from The Vision.
Oh, good Lord. Okay.
Wild-eyed Paul Heyman guy.
Braun, we know you're going to be in the main event of the next 10 WrestleManias, but we don't have room because Masquerita Dorito is, in your way. The fuck?
At number 25, Jim, Masha Slamovich. It's not Marsha. Who knew?
What?
Masha.
It's not Marsha.
No, it's Masha. Masha.
Is she Russian?
Hometown Moscow, Russia.
Ah.
Remains the sport's most prolific intergender competitor, regularly taking on and beating top male performers. Boy, this is a poorly
Oh my
one.
God!
This is a poorly timed one. Taking on and beating top male wrestlers on the indies.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry.
I hate to laugh.
Okay, we're just gonna stop the show right now, and that was her gimmick in wrestling, and she was drawing art from life, is what we now apparently are being led to believe here by this thing here.
I believe she has been suspended. I hope I'm getting this right. Suspended from TNA, as it turns out, for alleged domestic abuse against her partner.
She was beating up her boyfriend is what she was doing.
Sonata. He's an
Say it in
independent
English.
wrestler. Yeah, that's what it was happening.
Well, but
Allegedly.
I've seen a picture of him. Good Lord Christ on a cracker. If he's a wrestler, I guess everybody can be one these days. But yes, and he didn't stooge, but he didn't deny it either. He admitted it. But apparently a friend of his is what stooged it. But he said, I just hope she can get the help she needs. Why do we have to hear about everybody's goddamn personal issues anymore to begin with? And
well, Jim, number 26.
Oh no, 25. There's 500 of these motherfuckers. I thought we were like hitting the fucking 25. We've got a grip on it now, don't we?
We're going to get through 30 and then we'll take a quick glimpse through the rest. Number 26 is Ozawa. 3 years pro. He's from Team 2000X. Relative newcomer to the sport, makes an impressive PWI 500 debut on the strength of an impressive 6-month run with Noah's GHC Heavyweight Championship.
I thought they outlawed GHC. You can't buy it anymore because people were overdosing on it.
Well, we may have to see him if he's this impressive. 3 years pro. Number 27, Tatsuya Naito.
Oh, God.
We've seen him before. Number 28, Mark Briscoe. At number 29, El Hijo del Vikingo.
They're just all over the place. They'll stick Mark Briscoe in the middle of 2 or 3 people that nobody's ever heard of.
Followed by number 30, MJF.
Oh, good Lord. Geez, talk about kicking a man when he's down already. Yes, his booking was the shits, but they've put 7 people that nobody's ever heard of outside their immediate family on the list and made MJF number 30. I forgot about him even. We were so far down. They really must want to mollify or mollycoddle the childish minds over in AEW with the high rankings that they got. They figure MJF's an actual semi-adult. Maybe he won't be too pissed at us.
Again, at what point is this based on anything in reality? And another point, it's some sort of advocacy for wrestlers that people personally like. Number 31, Yota Tsuji, nicknamed Gene Blast from New Japan. Number 32, Randy Orton, son of Cowboy Bob Orton.
Nicknamed DNA Splooge.
Number 33, Kyle Fletcher, signature move Brainbuster. Number 34, Moose.
Nicknamed the Sploogee.
34, Moose from TNA Wrestling. At number 35, Gabe Kidd. At number 36, Luke Jacobs from Manchester, UK. I have no idea who that is. From Progress and Rev Pro. Watch out for his lariat. We'll move on. 37, Mike Santana. 38, Jun Saito. Number 39, El Desperado.
Who's Jun Saito and how did she get on this list?
It is a man, native of Japan's Miyagi Prefecture, reached zenith of achievement. Was this written by someone in Japan? In his own promotion, defeating Davey Boy Smith Jr. for All Japan's Triple Crown. Reigned for the rest of the evaluation period, earned 10 points in the championship Carnival Block A contention.
Oh, well, there you got, did it by itself.
At number 39, El Desperado. At number 40, Marcus Mathers, Philly's finest. 41, Ricochet. He's a high flyer.
Wait a minute. I thought Marcus Mathers was Eminem.
That's Marshall Mathers, obviously, who this person you would guess would have stolen the last
Now
name
they're
from.
the indie guys that are ripping off a rapper from 25 years ago, getting the top 50. Is this what the business has become?
Well, he is a WWE ID prospect under Beyond Wrestling, I guess this is. He also held the Dreamway Alternative Championship for 252 days. And he dropped the ETU New Jersey title to Mike Santana. There are all sorts of titles I've never heard.
You know what? When I was 17, I was the Kentuckiana Championship Wrestling Champion for about 14 days or so.
At number 41, Jim, as I said before, Ricochet. At number 42, Effie. Entrance theme, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Number 43, Ethan Page, All Ego. At number 44, Tom Latimer, NWA. I think he's a world champion. Yeah, it says here, world champion, NWA.
Okay, yeah, well, nice to check in, NWA, with your world champion at number 47.
45, Penta. 46, Drew McIntyre. 47, Javon.
Oh, come on.
Javon
Drew
Evans.
McIntyre is below Fernham and Snavitz.
Number 47, Javon Evans. Number 48, Dominic Mysterio. Number 49, Matt Riddle. Number 50, Mance Warner. This is all over the page. Number 51, Steve Macklin.
All right, you're hooked on this now. We got to draw the line somewhere.
Who's this? Number 52, one called Manders.
What?
The number one called Manders. One called Manders is number 52, followed by Leon Slater at 53 and Chris Jericho at 54. Followed by Adam Cole at 55. Come on, this whole list is fucking crazy.
Before Jericho. How the mighty have fallen to put the boots to the guy when he's down.
Alberto El Patron is 66. I'm scrolling down. Neon, 68 is Neon. At number 76, Speedball Mike Bailey. Followed by Tomohiro Ishii, Nick Wayne, and at number 79, AJ Styles.
Jesus.
Followed by Daniel Garcia. Darby Allin's 83. Solo Sikoa, 89. Let me go to the bottom and see if there's any names that just stand out from the 400 range. This is a long-ass list. Filled. We didn't even get to 100 when we got the people we've never seen or heard.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, is to make a list of 500 legitimate professional wrestlers in this day and age, it's almost impossible to get even to, I would think at the end, and I'm sure you'll let us know, that nobody's ever heard of any of these people past a local, indie or whatever.
Tell me if you've ever heard of any of these names. Number 355 is Show. S-H-O, Show. His affiliation is with the House of Torture. What about 356, Jim? Do you know Lou Nixon?
Lou Nixon.
Lou Nixon.
He actually, yes, Lou Doorknob Nixon. He was a heck of a guy. No, I don't know who Lou Nixon was. There was a Doorknob Nixon one time, I think worked for Bruiser, but.
What about 357, Hector Invictus?
I've never viewed Victus.
359, Anita Vaughn. Anita Vaughn.
Well, now that's a girl, Anita.
I would think so.
Like Anita Bryant. So there are girls on this list.
Number 360, Hoodfoot. Whoever that may be.
With his manager, James Brown. Get on the Hoodfoot.
Who the hell is this? 361 Hayabusa. 1 year pro. There's a new Hayabusa?
I was going to say, that'd be a little hard to do there, wouldn't it? But
yeah, I don't know who that is.
They took over. Well, go to the end. Who's at the end? If these big stars are in the threes.
I'm looking at some of the names here. Otis Koger, Lavanuel, Dylan McQueen, Andino, Jeremiah Plunkett, Alfonso Gonzalez, Dark Sheik. QT Marshall, I know that name. Kylie Ray, we just saw that she's taking time off because she's pregnant. Hayata, Billy Starks. Well, they do have girls on the list all over the place.
Well, then they're all sexist because there weren't any girls in the top 50.
All right, here are the final bunch here. At 484, Declan Grant, followed by Tommy Vendetta at 485. At 486, 23 years pro, Dan Shoko Dieno. At 487, Tommy Dreamer. At 488, Shino. Followed by, at 489, Horace.
Horace? And Tommy Dreamer just randomly shows up in this list of generic names.
Shane Malice, 19 years pro, number 490, followed by TJ Sykes. And then at 492, our old friend, Crowbar, trained by Iron Mike Sharp, down in Brick, I think. 493.
But I understand. Okay, Crowbar, Devon Storm for the uninitiated. Yes, he's been a pro for 20-something years, and we've heard of him. How are these other people pros for 20 years, supposedly, and you've never heard these names or even seen some of them in print?
You want to feel old? Crowbar, 33 years pro.
Well, I already felt old, and yeah.
Wow. Number 493, 3 years pro, Satnam Singh. Whatever happened to him?
Good God. It seems like he'd be hard to hide.
Followed by LSG. Followed by Milo Mira. Followed by Chris Nasty. Followed by RPD. 498 is Eel O'Neill. Eel O'Neill. Followed by Jeffrey John, the Babushka Baron. And finally, at number 500, Serial Man, 15 years pro, and it appears from the picture here, it is a wrestler whose mask is a fake box of cereal, and he's also holding a box of, looks like Fruity Pebbles. So this is the list.
See, why can't it... I don't make the editorial decisions for the magazine, but why can't they just come to grips with or admit to people or just change it and don't even say anything about it and ignore it that you can't list 500 real pro wrestlers anymore? And do the PWI 250, which sounds like it would be padded, but at least it might be somewhat easier and less silly, because when you get to that point, aren't you just wasting space that you could actually put something in there that the folks would buy? That's a question.
Yeah, I just wonder how many fans there are that actually would know a great deal of these. Like when I used to get the early editions of this, I think it started in 91. So let's say 91, 92, 93, 94. I knew a good amount, like into the hundreds of those. There were still indie guys you'd never heard of or anything, but you knew who a lot of these people
There
were.
were a lot of pro wrestlers, though, at that point in time.
Yeah. That's true. Well.
Yeah. Well, and there still is, if they went through the entire roster, including NXT, and just listed all the names as we've talked about in the past, you'd get hundreds of people, but that doesn't mean that anybody's ever heard of them either.
At number 400, Cappuccino Jones.
Oh, come on.
Cappuccino Jones, he's with WWE ID, apparently. 3 years pro. He's a member of Adrenaline Drip.
Wait a minute. I had a tag team named Adrenaline in OVW, but not Adrenaline Drip. Adrenaline was kind of a cool name for my babyface tag team that were full of adrenaline, and they were just popular as all shit, but I wouldn't have named anybody a Drip.
Hayata's here at 383. His affiliation is with the Passionate Rattels. So much of this is ridiculous, but I get a kick out of it.
Brian, you know what the problem is here?
Oh, which one?
I can tell you what the problem is here with the folks up at Pro Wrestling Illustrated. They're not trying to just relieve stress and sleep better and maintain an overall physical and mental sense of well-being. They're on some kind of psychotropic, psychoactive, hallucinogenic, chemically induced, made under the bathroom sink, holy shit, is this permanent kind of stuff.
Well, I don't think we should say that or can say that. I know Brian Solomon's not. He's a good guy.
I just did say it.
Well, we shouldn't say it. Of
See,
course.
Solomon looks like a narc on the outside, but he may be a goddamn heavy-duty fucking acid head. We don't know. Who knows about people behind closed doors anymore, Brian? Can you vouch for anybody anymore?
I'm going to vouch for Brian Solomon. That's one person I feel safe vouching for, yeah.
You don't think he's on hallucinogenics?
I'd be over there hanging out.
Mushrooms?
If he had mushrooms, I'd be talking to him right now.
Well, he did have fungus in his toes.
All right,
nevertheless,
where are we going exactly?
I'm talking about all these heavy-duty drugs that the people at Pro Wrestling Illustrated are on to make this list up. But that's not that. You shouldn't be doing stuff like that, folks. Don't take the brown acid. What you need to be doing is concentrating on helping yourself feel better, taking away stress and discomfort, a nice little relaxation, some good sleep. You'll wake up feeling mentally refreshed with no hangovers. The cornbread hemp CBD gummies. That's what you're going for here. You're not going to come up with a list like they do at Pro Wrestling Illustrated, because that requires you to take some kind of mind-altering substances that send you into the fifth dimension, into a kaleidoscope of no return. My God, don't go into the light. But you can just take some of these CBD gummies formulated to work with your body, not against it, using only the best part of the hemp plant, the flower. It's a purty flower. For the purest and most potent CBD, they help relieve the discomfort and stress and sleeplessness that comes with realizing that we're all doomed to a catastrophic end. But you can put that off for at least a little while by using these third-party lab-tested USDA organic safety and purity insured CBD gummies from cornbreadhemp.com right here in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
So do you want to take the fucking acid brewed in a bathtub in a fucking warehouse down on San Leandro Street? Or do you want to come to the Derby City to taste some of our flour, baby?
Well,
all you got to do right now.
They will send it to people. You don't have to come to Louisville to check out the fine products.
Well, it's cheaper if you come pick it up in person. You can go to cornbreadhemp.com and you can order it and just put it in the pickup line. And they got a drive-through. And then you just fucking, but don't take the gummies until you get out of the drive-through line because it slows down the goddamn procedure. People don't want to leave.
There's no drive-through, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this the old-fashioned way.
You're not in Louisville. You don't know what's going on down here.
We're going to do this the old-fashioned way with a wonderful promo code, but let's get there first.
Yes, well, the promo code, of course, is JCE, but that's only if you want to save money, Brian. You don't need the program. The promo code of JCE, that's JCE. You don't need that at all if you don't want to save money. You want to pay regular price, just go to cornbreadhemp.com. But if you want to save 30% on your first order, that's where you need the code JCE. cornbreadhemp.com/JCE and use the code JCE at checkout. You get 30% off Cornbread Hemp CBD gummies that are, again, full spectrum CBD gummies. They got watermelon, they got berry, they got peach, but they also, you know what they got for you? Bliss, pure, unadulterated joy, floating off into the atmosphere on a sea of bad organ music. Instead of crashing down to the ground and the spiders are coming. Yeah, that's Pro Wrestling Illustrated. We don't want that. We want cornbreadhemp.com/JCE. 30% off your first order.
Yeah.